Now, members of the nomination panel for the Sector of Education and Training Authorities boards have been given until Wednesday to prove their appointment by Higher Education Minister Nobuhle Nkabane. Now, the Higher Education and Training Portfolio Committee has requested that the members begin to provide appointment letters and terms of reference that they were given by the minister regarding their roles. This was disclosed by the Portfolio Committee chairperson, Tebogo Letsie, on Monday during a media briefing by Parliament's Social Services Portfolio Committee chairpersons. We're going to speak now to Juniour Khumalo with regards to this one a little bit more. Then, Juniour, just give us some clarity on this one and perhaps unpack it just from the start. So basically, the Education Minister, the Higher Education Minister here, is one that you would think has these appointment letters, but they're actually asking the SETAs now to actually provide those letters. Unpack why.
Indeed, Rabile. So the minister herself did indicate last week, this was after a lot of objection, because initially she did not want to disclose who the members of this panel that had helped her basically to select these SETA board chairs were. And after a lot of pressure from opposition parties, she eventually disclosed some of the names. So today what emerged was that the minister might have also concealed some of the names, because when she handed over that letter to the chairperson of the portfolio committee, as well as the members of the portfolio committee, there were some blank spaces in that letter. So now she has also been asked to disclose whether she concealed any names. If she did conceal any names, then to provide the rest of the names of the panel by Wednesday. But the panel members themselves as well have also been asked to provide letters on whether they were indeed appointed by the minister. This is because one of the alleged panel members who was said to have been the chairperson of that panel, Advocate Ateri Mudau, has denied this. He came out, there's a letter that has been circulating where he basically denies this. This is after the minister herself had indicated that he was chairperson of that panel that had selected.
So he denies being chairperson of this board himself?
Indeed,
actually.
He denies being chairperson of that board and says that there was a process that was started by the minister, but it was never completed. So that is why he was not part of that panel that appointed those chairpersons. The controversy here is that most of these chairpersons have links to the ANC. The former premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Nomusa Dube is one of those individuals that had actually been cited as going to be part of the chairpersons. The child of the ANC chairperson, Mr. Gwede Mantashe, is also one of those individuals that were earmarked for this as well. So that's where the controversy seems to lie. But also parties such as your Democratic Alliance have also gone to the Ethics Committee of Parliament, basically citing that the minister might have misled Parliament.
So this is to say then that we have about 21 SETAs in South Africa, each covering specific areas, sectors, etc. Are we saying that there's ultimately no leadership in some of these SETAs as well, as it currently stands?
Indeed, in some of these SETAs, as it currently stands, there are vacant positions that were supposed to be filled by these individuals. But what is of concern is the criteria that was used, because some people are saying that this is patronage, the ANC basically appointing individuals from the ANC into these boards. So they want the whole process to be scrapped and started from scratch. The minister has agreed to this. She has re-advertised some of these positions, and there is a process that is still ongoing. The president himself also has asked for a report on the minister's conduct, because as you may remember, in April when she appeared before Parliament, she was chewing gum, she was responding in a very disrespectful manner that may be seen as disrespectful to some of the MPs as well. So we are also awaiting that report by the president. But one chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, Select Portfolio Committee on Science and Creative Industries, has come out in defense of the minister. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
The committee resolved that we must write to all panelists. I wrote to them on Thursday morning. I've given them till Wednesday, the 25th of June, to give us written responses to questions that we have given. They must tell us when were they approached, did they receive correspondence through letters, and all of the terms of reference, all those kind of things. So because we don't have a date for us to meet with them as yet, we then ask them to give us written responses.
We must follow the Constitution. The President has all the necessary authority in the constitution. So we don't understand now why there are these processes of making noise about question of ethics and so on. There is not even an investigation, for that matter, that have arrived on that conclusion.
Okay, that kind of gives us a sense then that they're still asking many questions here. And the person who's ultimately responsible is the Higher Education Minister. And yet we don't seem to be getting too much here from Nobuhle Nkabane. Why is there perhaps a lack of trust and a lack of faith in the way she's conducted herself? One, as you've been speaking about before, with the president, of course, asking for a report now, but also in just the conduct in putting together the leadership of these SETAs?
I think it's the caliber of the people that were selected basically to be the SETA board chairpersons. Most of these individuals, Loiso Masugu from the ANC in Johannesburg is one of those individuals, Mike Mabuya Kulu in KZN, an ANC influential heavyweight in the ANC in KZN as well. So all of these people have links to the ANC effectively. So as much as, yes, they might have qualifications, there is a lot of questions by people from the Democratic Alliance, people from the EFF, saying then why not select someone based on caliber, not the political party that they're affiliated with. But also what has led to a lot of questions around the minister's conduct is the fact that she did not want to disclose the panel that assisted her in selecting these individuals.
Did she say why?
She said that she had to first find out whether they are okay with being named in public and whether there is legislation that might prevent her from naming these individuals. After she had found out and after a lot of pressure, she then released that list. There are questions on whether this list is complete. There is questions now because one of the panelists, Advocate Mutao, has said that I was not part of that panel. Yes, there was a process that was meant to make me the chairperson of that panel. It was incomplete. So there has been some sort of misleading by the minister that has raised a lot of questions, and that is why the Democratic Alliance has since taken to the Ethics Committee of Parliament.
So where to from here? We're going to the Ethics Committee of Parliament, is that ultimately it?
Indeed.
And what are the possible outcomes here that we're looking at, Junior?
We're still unclear on what is going to happen because the Portfolio Committee itself is also looking at charging the minister. They spoke about seeking counsel from the legal representatives in Parliament on what further steps they could take against the minister. But it seems most of the ANC, especially ANC MPs, want to wait until the president himself comes back with his own finding on the conduct of the minister, particularly how she behaved in Parliament during that discussion with the MPs, as well as on this whole panel and how it was selected itself. So some are in preference of waiting for the president until he comes out with a finding, or going to the Ethics Committee that might also fine the minister. She might also lose some of her salary as part of that sanction from the Ethics Committee.
This is going to be very interesting. It feels like another wait-and-see situation while the SETAs themselves continue to struggle. Education and training within certain industries and sectors and departments then continues to weaken. Junior, thank you so much for giving us that one then as well, then giving us a lowdown just on that story then, which continues, of course, to be bubbling under at this point in time. Still no leadership within a lot of South Africa's education and training associations then.